content going live now. Hey, Curselings! Welcome to a special 10th edition Leviathan unboxing here at Cursed Lord Tabletop Gaming. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate everyone who's come in to watch us. Few things first. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, check out Cursed Lord Nick's channel, Garner Creations, where he has some great video game playthroughs going now. And check out our Twitch channel as well, Cursed Lord's TTG. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So, we have the new Leviathan box set right here. I just picked this up today. I'm really excited. We also have a couple extras with it from the pre-order. We have the map tiles and Battlefield. The Battlefield boards here, and then we also have the tokens. And so we're going to open those up for you. I know not everybody got those, but, you know, I pre-ordered through the store, so I got one too. Let's go ahead and get started without further ado. All right. Now, I want to point out that I haven't opened any of this yet. And I do mean any of it. So, except for the tokens, I did open up those. So let's go ahead and start off with those. So the token set, I think, is really, really awesome. As you can see, I'm going to hold it up like this to the camera so we can see the quality. They are very, very good quality. They're plastic, double-sided. They're very cool. We also have the objective markers here. Yeah, I like how cool that is. And I don't remember exactly what these are for, but I'm sure we'll find out. I'm sure there's a way I can look it up. But for the wound counters, you have the single wound counter. Come on, focus in. Single wound. Three wound. And 5 wounds. So those are really, really cool. Really glad I got those pre-orders. Once again, none of the rest of this has been opened, and I've actually been avoiding unboxing videos just so I can open this all up for myself and see it for the first time myself. And I'm bringing you guys along for the ride, so I hope you enjoy it. So this is a pre-order bonus for pre-ordering online, but because I pre-ordered through a GW store, they gave me this as well, which I appreciate because they go through the online store. So these are the tiles. Whoa. Oh, that is cool. Wow. Look at that. That is awesome. I love it. And then, of course, the other side here. That's really, really cool, too. And it comes with 2 of these. So if you're to set up 2 of them, they're 22.4 inches by 30 inches. So if you're to set up 2 of them right next to each other, you would have enough room for a combat patrol game. However, if you have 4 of them, like we do, because Cursed Lord Trevor also got the same pack, then you would have enough for a full 44 by 60 game. And these are different. Both of these are different, so that's very nice as well. So you got some urban warfare here, which I got some urban terrain I haven't put together yet. And then we have some those are some really, really cool game boards there. Put these back in the sleeve for safekeeping. So this is going to be an hour-long stream, And the plan is that if I struggle with this too much, I'm just going to skip it, move on. There it goes. So the plan is I'm going to unbox the Leviathan box set right now. As you can see, it is just a very, very cool box set. I'm going to flip it over here. And it just comes with a ton of miniatures. It comes with 72 miniatures. 72, can you believe it? That's awesome. You get Space Marine Captain and Terminator armor. You get a Librarian. You get an Apothecary Biologist. A Lieutenant and Phobos armor. 5 Terminators. 5 Stern Guard. 10 Infernus Marines. And 1 Ballistus Dreadnought. On the other side, for the Tyranids, you're getting the Neurotyrant with his little attachments here and here. You're getting the well, I guess they're called Neuraloids. So the Tyranid Prime with the wings, so that's awesome. We've been wanting one of those for a while. You get 3 Van Ryan's Leapers, which are these guys, which are like smaller lictors. Which, if any of you have been following on Warhammer Community, you saw the new Death Leaper. I'm so excited. As you can see, I'm rocking my love for Tyranids today with my Tyranid shirt. I'm so excited. Yes! I'm so excited for new Tyranids. I love Tyranids. The Psychophage, which is this cool-looking, sick-mouthed mini tentacle bug right here. The Screamer Killer, which is the Carnifex right here, which is very reminiscent of the old Carnifexes. 11 Neurogons, which are these guys right here. 20 Termagants, these lovely guys. We got 10 here and then 10 right up here. 2 Ripper Swarms, got that guy there, right there. And 5 Barb Gaunts, which are these 5 dudes right there. So, without further ado, let's cut it open and take a look inside. All right. Also, on a side note, it does come with the Leviathan rulebook, cards for your missions, so mission cards, and a transfer sheet. So we'll check out all that as we unbox. Oh, see that right there? Wow. I mean, I know it's not much to a lot of people, but the art on this box set is gorgeous, and this is something that I want to have framed, literally, or laminated. It's just a great piece there. And it's in really good condition. I would get a lot of these that have punctures through them because the minis and whatnot, but I like how they put this one on top. So thank you for that. And there is a mountain of plastic. This is going to be so much fun to put together. So let's just go ahead and push this to the side a little bit. I think we're going to go ahead and lower the camera here a bit, just so we can get a little closer to the sprues. We can always move it back later. So that's got to come down. So yeah, sorry, it's probably going to be in my face a little, but I really want to give you guys the best view possible of this sprue. So, all right, so let's take a look at this. So this right here is the new, what's it called? Biophage, Plasmaphage. So this is going to be one of the new larger bugs. I'm very surprised on how few pieces this is, because you have the body right here and then the limbs here. So it doesn't look like it's going to be that difficult to put together at all. So that's going to be really cool. That's going to be a lot of fun. So there's the first piece. Then right here we have the Ballistus Dreadnought. So with the Ballistus Dreadnought, you know, it's on 3 sprues, but once again, as you would expect with a starter set, these aren't going to be really hard to put together. They're push-fit miniatures. So they got the little pegs in them. Now, there's a lot of people who do push fit differently. I don't mind them because of the way I do it. I'm hoping to put 1 or 2 miniatures together for you guys today, and I'll show you how I do it. And if you think that's a good way, cool. If not, that's your guys' choice. So this looks like one of many sprues of guns. I'm gonna back off on that one real quick so I can really get a good look at it. Here we have a lot of stuff here. Okay, so looking at this sprue, I am totally seeing. So here we have the Nero Tyrant and his bits, along with his little bioloid things. We got the Screamer Killer here as well. So, so it looks like we have the Psychophage, or no, not the Psychophage. That guy's the Psychophage. The Neurotyrant and the Screamer Killer in this box set. So, or I'm sorry, this box set and this sprue. I'm sorry. All right. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like that big of a deal. Let's see what else we got here. So we got Von Ryan's Leapers here. So Von Ryan Leapers, there's going to be 3 of them, and they looks like they fit all in the sprue. I love the detail for the Tyranids. It just looks really, really good. You can tell they took their time, made them look right. I love the little tentacle faces, like most lictors have. So very cool. All right. So for the guns, I have 1, 2, and 3, 4 sprues here. Try to look at these and see if these are doubles in any way. So it looks like these 2 right here. No, they're not doubles. Where are they? Yeah, okay, yeah, these 2 are doubles. I was looking at them wrong. So these 2 are doubles, so we're going to go ahead and toss one of those. And then, sorry, just trying to figure this out. All right, so these 2 are doubles, so we can put these aside. So in these sprues right here, we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those are 10 gaunts for 3 small sprues. That is amazing compared to the old gaunts and how they were put together. If you remember those guys were a pain in the butt. And then also you have your Ripper Swarms here as well. So you got your Rippers, your gaunts all rolled up into one. So that's really cool. Once again, very detailed. I love how the new, I like how they're a little bit smaller. I remember the other gaunts are kind of bigger, kind of beefer. I like how these guys are a little smaller, a little bit more diminutive, like how gaunts should be. All right, so moving on. I believe this is going to be our Librarian. So, looking at the Librarian in Terminator armor here, I mean, to me, he just screams Dark Angel. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but he's a Dark Angel through and through. Got that awesome power axe there. Very cool. I mean, just with how many different pieces there is for this kit, you can tell he's very well detailed. I mean, even his head looks just amazing. Just really, really cool. Let's see who we got here. This appears to be this looks to be one of the Terminators. So this, I thought at first it was the Terminator Captain, but now I'm reconsidering that. These are part of our Terminator Squadron. So 5 Terminators. They're bigger. They're buffier. They're meant for Deathwing. So those are our new Terminators. Very nice. Very cool. Makes me wonder if we're getting a new Terminator kit when the book comes out, because I doubt they're going to keep these push fit for a long time. I mean, they're great for starter sets and everything like that, but I know people are going to want more Terminator models, not to mention the fact that all you get in here is the assault cannon. People want to see the guy, our Terminators with maybe some assault weapons, maybe a Cyclone missile launcher, and the flamer, maybe even a plasma cannon. Dark Angels, plasma cannons. So we'll see what happens there. But ultimately, very cool. Now here, interesting that these two are put together. So these you can tell are going to be part of the generic starter sets because these two sprues are put together. So here we have our Space Marine Captain. And then right over here, we have our Tyranid Prime with wings. So with these two being together, I almost guarantee you they're going to be part of the same starter set or same box sets. Now I'm looking at the head here, and it's possible to probably swap that head out for a different one. So, I mean, for those of you that are really good at conversions, there's going to be no problem with converting these, I think, for you guys. I might see if I can put some Dark Angel wings, from the Deathwing Terminator box sets on top of this guy, so he's more Dark Angel. So let's go ahead and, all right. So then we have two sprues for the Inferno Squad. Now, once again, I believe these looks like the same sprues. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go together. If you're going to be able to, like most of the starter set armies, it was the same sprues, like for the Assault Marines, for the even for the Intercessors when the starter set came out. There was two options for the Sergeant. One to make him a regular Marine, and one to make him a Sergeant. So I'm wondering if we're going to be able to make 2 squads of 5 out of this, or just be stuck with 1 squad of 10. So it'll be interesting to see that as we go forward. So I'm running out of room on the table for all these. Well, it looks like we're almost through this part of the box. So right here, it looks like we have our gaunt options. So I see a lot of our Neurogaunts here. And then our Barb Gaunts, which are our artillery gaunts. I swear when the box first came out, I thought they were new Biowars. I was hoping for new Biowars, and who knows, we might still get new Biowars. We can only hope, right? So, see how that goes. But, I mean, it's just wonderful sculpts. They're just so well done, and I can't wait to get these together. I really, really can't. All right, so here we have some interesting options. Okay, I know what this is. So here we have the Apothecary Biologists and the Stern Guard Veterans. So I'm sorry, my tech guy Gavin is pointing something out. What's going on? What did you see there, Gavin?
Oh, I want to say that you have a new chat message.
Oh, what did the message say? I can't see the chat, guys, so Gavin here is going to tell me what the chat says.
So Normax, says, "Sup, Todd? Those guys look sick."
Yeah, thanks, Normac. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much for viewing in and watching us. Yeah, these guys all look sick, don't they? I can't wait to get these together and get playing some games. So here we have the Stern Guard Veterans. So I believe that's what's over here. Then we also have the Apothecary Biologists. And then we have the Lieutenant and Phobos armor as well. So, and that is it for the models in the box. It's a lot of sprues, a lot of things to build, a lot of things to go through, but that's not all that's in the box. Let's go ahead, take the insert out. Ah, it's beautiful.
The camera
up. Thank you, Gavin. Let's go ahead. Okay, so lifting this up. Try and give us a good view here. All right, so here we have the book. And usually these things are wrapped in plastic. Instead, it just has this one slide off, which is really, really cool. And then let's go ahead and, before we dive into the books here, let's look at what we got here. So we have the Battle of Othram. It's the new campaign that they're doing with this, which I believe we have. I'm not sure how many days we have for it, but we have a few days to get our armies going, and then we enter this code to say which side wins, and we'll see if the Tyranids or the Space Marines who will win in this battle. And so this will also give us a chance to see, who we get to see first for the rest of the year. Either we get all the Space Marines revealed or all the Tyranids revealed. I can go either way because they're awesome either way. I'm using every single model in this box set, so it's all good to me. Then we also have transfer sheets for all chapters of Space Marines. Well, all the founding chapters of Space Marines. So there's my beautiful Dark Angels right there. Beautiful Dark Angels. For all those who love the woofy woofness of the Space Wolves, there you go. And all those Ultramarines. So yeah, you got all that to look forward to. It looks like there's stuff on the side here. So we have all of our bases right there. All the smaller bases. I don't see the large ones. They're probably on the other side here. Yep. So we have our larger bases over here on this side. And then we have the mission cards. Let's go ahead and open up the mission cards real quick. I'm really excited about these. If you guys pardon me for a moment, I just need to get some water. Oh, sorry, when I talk too much, I get really dehydrated, so my mouth gets really bad. So these mission cards are really, really cool because they are designed for different things. We have deployment. So what you'll do is you'll shuffle up these cards, and then you'll draw one. Search and destroy. There is your mission right there for search and destroy. It gives you your deployment and all that good stuff. I believe it even tells you where your objectives are. I believe that's what those skulls are. So that's really, really cool. Then we have gambits, which are also, just additional rules. So you have the attacker gambits and the defender gambits. We have mission rules. So secure intel. These are your mission objectives, basically. Box static, on this mission, the command reroll stratagem, and new orders. So yeah, you got your mission rules there. What else we got? Oh, okay. You got primary missions. So your primary objectives. So mission rules, and obviously objectives are primary missions are different. And you also have secondary missions that gives you additional victory points as well. And those look like, the secondary missions look like they're divided between attacker and defender as well. Then what else we got here? Secondary missions, lots of them. Ooh, now this is interesting. Leviathan games. Muster armies, determine mission. So you have a little pamphlet here that tells you how to set up your armies, or your battle, and how to use these cards. That's really, really cool. That's awesome. So right here, it's great that they put these with the cards, so that way when you're ready to play a mission, you just pull out your cards and you just follow the instructions. You don't have to look it up in the book. It's all just right there for you. And look at this. They even have objective punch-outs right here for you. So that's really, really cool. There's something I want to see with that. There we go. These are objective. Okay, yeah. So the objective markers that came, the objective marker tokens that came with this set is the same size as the objectives that come in the back there too. So you have 2 sets of objectives if you happen to get this in. If not, I am sorry. Don't hate me. I'm not an influencer, so I didn't get them like they did. So I went and bought mine. So I was lucky to pre-order mine and get some. Thank you very much to my local Games Workshop for providing those. We appreciate it. So, all right. So let's go ahead and look at these books. So we have 2 books that look like here. We have the assembly guide. So we'll go through that in a minute. And then we have the Leviathan book. Ooh, it's very exciting. So we have a short introduction about what the Warhammer hobby is. Oh man. Oh, I love that art. Look at that. Wow. I had no idea this was in here. So we have Vashnor, which is that new chaos demon who's the new antagonist for Warhammer 40,000 that went up against the Dark Angels. And then we have Be'lakor, which, if you guys remember the lore from that, Vashnor was about to take over what he needed in the rock in Arcs of Omen Vashnor, and Be'lakor came and totally smacked him down and prevented him from getting what he needed. Which, Be'lakor helping the Imperium was kind of weird itself, but we all know Be'lakor is mysterious and not to be trusted. So it looks like we have a rundown of what the hobby is. We have a small battle report here where you can follow. Some gorgeous looks at the minis. Beautiful, beautiful. Got your Gene Stealer cults here. I do love me some Gene Stealer cults. Dark Imperium. So this looks to be the history of the Imperium. So we got tons of lore in here. So if you're brand new to Warhammer 40,000, this is perfect for you. So you can get caught up on what is happening in the galaxy, because there is a lot happening in the galaxy right now. We had first, a couple of years ago, we had Rabudia Gilliman come back. He's a Primarch for the Ultramarines. He came back and he's been leading the Imperium. And now, just a few months ago, we had the Lion come out, and he's the second Primarch to return from the Imperium of Man. So, we're starting to get those Imperial Primarchs back, and it's very exciting. Hopefully we'll get Leman Russ soon. I'm very excited for Leman Russ if he comes out. Very, very excited. So, there's just lots of lore in here. Arcs of Omen, so if you missed that whole story arc, it's all right here for you. Even talks about Vashnor, the Archfane, who we were just talking about in that piece of art. Breakdowns of the different armies. So these are armies of the Imperium. Sorry, my one camera just shut off on us. Thankfully, I have Gavin here to help out when technical stuff happens. So thank you, Gavin. We have 30 minutes left of the stream, so I only wanted this stream to be an hour. So here's those beautiful Space Wolves. I still love the Space Wolves. I'm a Dark Angel. I still have some Space Wolves. I don't have many of them, but if I were to switch over to the Space Wolves, or not even switch over, maybe do Space Wolves in the future, I got everything I need. Adeptus Sororitas. I'm so tempted to do Adeptus Sororitas. I love them all so much, but I just can't do another army. I can't. Grey Knights. Alright. Astra Militarum. Chaos Space Marines, and so on and so forth. Xenos Threat. Alright, so we're going to skip through all the lore here. There's just so much. And then we have the rules right here. Now, as we all know, Games Workshop released the core rules for free on their website. You can also check them out in the new 40K app, so make sure that you do that. I'm looking at this to see how different really it is. reinforcements, shooting, attacks. So, I mean, it looks really a lot like the same as what's in the PDF that we got. Um, to me, it looks like the whole thing. So they literally gave us the core rules for free, you guys. So thank you, GW, for that. I mean, it's still great to have a book to look it all up in, but you know, I have my tablet. I can look it up at any time. So that's really, really cool. And then we have the combat patrol right here. So I think these are combat patrol rules. So see, you know what? I think they gave us combat patrol rules too, didn't they? I want to say that they did. We have to look that up. Shadow descends. So this is where we are now in the 40k lore. So now we have the Tyranids that are just swarming in on the galaxy and just overwhelming everything. So I'm very interested to read this. We have the new Lord Solar. Looks like. I want to say that's a custode. I think that's what's his name? The leader of the custodians, like Valaris. I can't remember his name. I don't recognize her. Oh, she's an Inquisition Lord. I'm wondering. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched my video on the unboxing of the Kill Team set, Ashes of Fate, but with that box, I really believe we're going to get an Agents of the Imperium book with new Inquisitors and whatnot. So, to me, this trick just teases that again for me. Lord Solar Leontis. That's what I thought. More Tyranids into the maw. Look how beautiful. Look at the guardsmen that are just hiding here with this big old sucker. I think that's a hive turret. So yeah, we got a lot more lore here. Let's go back for a second. Did I miss it? Must have missed it. Trajan Valoris. Yep, that's who that is. I can't remember his name for whatever reason. War. So showcase. Okay, showcase is cool because it shows off all the miniatures. There's your custodians right there. Crusade rules. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice for Crusade forces. You know, I'm hoping that we get some Crusade games into the channel and get some play some Crusade. If, for those of you that don't know what Crusade is, it's essentially a narrative way of playing. So you build up your forces, you slowly add to it. Each win and loss affects your army, and you vie for territories and whatnot. And what's cool is I have the old tile based system, the little tiles of the there were little plastic tiles that are in hexes that Games Workshop came out with several years ago, and I could use those for like a campaign. Playing a Crusade mission. Okay. Yeah, so that is it for that book. Very, very cool. There's a lot in there. I can't wait to delve in there. Let's take a look. We're not going to go too far into the building instructions because these are pretty simple. In fact, what I may do. So, let's see here. All right. So, you know what? I think Normac's there in the chat. Normac, what would you like to see me build first?
You might have to wait a minute. We're on normal latency.
It's okay. Through, got all these wonderful. Oh, that's awesome. They have the data sheets, or at least the big breakdown of the data sheets with weapons and your basic stuff. No special rules, so you can just, even with this box set, you can just dive right in. So they give you everything that you need to play a basic game without any special rules. That's cool. So we have the Tyranid Prime with the wings here. Those are beautiful. So, did Normac happen to respond?
He said, big old bug.
Big old bug. So we have two big old bugs. We got the Screamer Killer, and then we have the... Where is he? I think it's the Psychophage. Where is he? This guy, the Psychophage. Which one do you want?
I don't know, but he said, build me a juicy bug monster.
A juicy bug monster. Well, if you want the juiciest, that would probably be the Psychophage. So he was pretty far back there.
He wants the Screamer.
Oh, the Screamer Killer. Okay. So we have about 25 minutes left in the stream. I will do as much as I can. I mean, he's not that hard. Looks pretty basic there. So let's go ahead. Dig out a Screamer Killer. Gotta whip out my glasses here so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so starting off with the Screamer Killer, we're going to clip off bits 19, 20, 21, and 30. So, I'm going to zoom this in a bit. There we go. So that way you guys can see what I'm doing.
Laughing face, laughing face.
Oh, he's laughing?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. I thought I could text to speech when I read the chat.
It's all good. So we got piece number 21, which is this nice large piece right here. We need piece 20. There's piece 30. And piece 19. Yeah, we're going to have ourselves a nice big juicy bug. We'll be stomping and smashing and screaming and, you know, I've been trying to figure out my recipe for my Tyranids because I keep going back and forth. One part of me wants to do Leviathan colors, which is the white with the purple. Another one wants me to, you know, I have a couple of recipes I've done so far. So I just have to decide and move forward so I can get these guys painted. Because once I figure out what my recipe is for my painting, it usually goes pretty fast. So what I am doing, guys, and for those of you who do not know, I use an X-Acto knife for this. I am scraping the mold lines off. So you want to be careful to do this because you don't want to scrape too hard because you can scrape off some of the details. And you want to look ahead because if you don't see any mold lines, there's no need to do it. Now, I use an X-Acto knife for this, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a warning. I have cut my thumb repeatedly in doing this, and now my thumb is calloused. And so it doesn't cut like it used to. However, if you're not used to this, and this is your, one of your first times doing this, I would recommend this nifty scraping tool from Games Workshop. So this works just as well, sometimes even better. For me, I don't like this because of these little rivet parts right here. I feel like I need to cut them to get a, but even then, sometimes I mess up and I cut too deep. But then once you get it off, you can take your scraper and scrape right over it. But like I said, because my finger is now calloused, it doesn't really bother me to use and it's faster for me to just use the X-Acto knife. So, but you know, if you gotta cut, remember to cut away from you, not towards you. Prevent injury, because you do not want a deep cut through your thumb and be rushing to the emergency room. So, once again, my thumb is calloused, so I'm not really worrying about it. So, because I've been doing this for a long time. Just a little bit of history on me. I have been playing Warhammer since 1999. 1999. That's how long I've been playing Warhammer. So it's been over 20 years of Warhammer for me. I started with Warhammer Fantasy. And if you want to get really technical, without even knowing it, I started even before that. Because me and my brothers, for Christmas, a couple of different, I think they were in different years. I don't think it was the same year. We got first Hero Quest, which was a Milton Bradley game that was partnered with Games Workshop. For those of you guys who are wondering what happened to the other camera, we needed to change out the battery in it. And so that's what Gavin is doing right now. He's changing out the battery and getting that camera back up. So, but we start off with Hero Quest, and me and my three brothers, we loved playing Hero Quest. It's such a great game. And then we got Battle Masters, which is another Milton Bradley game that was with Games Workshop, and it was essentially Warhammer Fantasy. You had a big ogre as kind of like the main threat, and then you had Empire men. It really was. It was just a really simplified, stripped-down version of Warhammer Fantasy, and it was amazing. We played that all the time, too. So a friend of ours named Mike, one day, it was shortly after, or right before Star Wars Episode 2 came out. And I went to GameStop to pick up the Star Wars Racer 2. You're playing as the Anakin Skywalker from, well, it's Star Wars Racer, so it's the pod racing game with the older Anakin from Episode 2 rather than the young Anakin from the original Star Wars Racer. And I think it was Jedi Starfighter 2. I think I was picking both of those games up. And Mike was with me, and he's like, "Hey, can we stop by this hobby shop real quick? I want to just check some stuff out." So we went inside. I was looking at all the miniatures. At that time, I had already started painting because we played Hero Quest and Dragon Quest or Dragon Strike and stuff like that. I had already started painting miniatures for those games and for like D&D miniatures type stuff when they're pewter. And I was so green and so new to miniature painting. I thought there wasn't a brush small enough to get the intricate details. So I was using toothpicks to paint my miniatures, which I know sounds really odd, but I felt like that's how I could get the fine point to doing it. And I wasn't priming them. I knew nothing. I was very green when it came to that kind of stuff. I didn't look it up or anything. And so Mike took me to the Warhammer section. I was looking at them. I was like, "Oh yeah, these are cool." It's like, yeah, that's great. You build them, you paint them, you play a game with them. I'm like, oh yeah, who wins? The one with the larger bank account who buys more? It's like, no. It's a point system. And so he explained it to me, showed me a book. I was like, wow, this is actually very cool. We went home to my house and we pulled out Battle Masters because we wanted to use that as a board. You know, the map that came in that as a board to play with. And on a small side note, a couple years earlier, I had actually bought a box of night gauntlets for Warhammer Fantasy, and I busted it open. I was like, "What is this? This is weird." You know, it's all plastic kit, and I was like, kind of weirded out. I didn't get the concept of building and painting the miniatures. That to me, I thought they were going to come all already built and whatnot, because that's what I was used to with the pewter D&D miniatures. So they used to sell those at the Warhammer stuff at Wizards of the Coast as well. But anyways, I digress. So yeah, we showed it to my brothers. Because we all grew up playing Battlemasters and stuff, we all really got into it and started playing games and kept on going. And then we had a great time playing Warhammer. We really did. Eventually, see, around 2004, 2005 maybe, yeah, about 2005 to 2006, I was working for Games Workshop at the Ontario Mills store. And I was one of the red shirts there, and you know, I enjoyed it for when I was there, and it was really cool. And I you know, just life happens, so unfortunately I moved on. But yeah, I've been into the Warhammer hobby for over 20 years now. So I've had all sorts of armies. I've bought and sold armies. I've done commission painting for other people. In fact, I have one friend who is asking me to commission paint his Ultramarines from the Leviathan box set. Which, if I do that, I'm thinking about live streaming. So if you guys want to see me live stream painting videos, let me know in the comments, and I appreciate the feedback. I know Cursed Lord Trevor is preparing some more painting videos for us of his world leaders and whatnot. Pretty sure when he starts painting his Tyranids, because Cursed Lord Trevor also picked up a Leviathan box. He's really excited about the Tyranids in it. And so when he starts painting his Tyranids, I know we're going to get some cool videos on that as well. So, as you can see, doing it my method of putting this guy together takes a little bit longer to get them together. See, got a little too deep in there, but it's okay. We can fix it. We can fix that.
Just so you know, you're at the 49-minute point.
Thank you. So, yeah, the way I put these together takes a little longer. So, but the end result is awesome, and you don't have to worry about mold lines. It's very clean. It's very crisp, and looks really, really good. The only thing I haven't figured out really, well, I figured out and I struggle with is the gap filling for where the models go in. Not really, struggling isn't the proper word. It's just one of those things that I don't bother with it as much. It doesn't bug me as much as the mold lines do. Gap filling. Plus the newer models, you don't really need to worry about that because they're built in such a way that usually they have joints or whatnot that go in between. And occasionally, like the lion, he had so many robes that there are some definite breaks in his robes, and I tried to fix a couple of them, but it just didn't turn out. Fortunately, that's just how it goes sometimes. So as you can see, there's plenty of shavings here on this thing. And so now I'm going to show you guys how I do these push fit miniatures. So what I do is on these pegs, I will take some glue, some of the plastic glue, and I will slather all around the outside. Now, while that is eating itself away, I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue on the edges here, just so I can get a nice strong seal. Then what I'm going to do is when I push it in to the holes right here, it's just going to slide nice and in because that glue has loosened up that plastic peg. And so because the polystyrene cement, it melts the plastic, and so it literally just melts all the plastic around the peg, and it slides right in. And 99% of the time, without fail, I don't have an issue with that. So let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see how this one goes on. Okay, so it's always good to size up your model so that way you know how it's going to fit on. So once again, I'm going to slather this. Then we're just going to put some down the edge here. Just going to follow this right along. Come on. This is like my last thing of the Model Master glue, which, for those of you that don't know, is no longer in production. Thanks, testers. Made a lot of us hobbyists sad. I gotta find an alternative. And you want to make sure you don't take a long time because the glue does dry fast, and if it dries too fast, then those pegs are going to get sticky rather than slimy. So you may want to do like the outside edge first in some cases, and then do the pegs last, and then give it a few seconds and then go. Have we had any more comments in the chat, Gavin?
No.
Okay. All right. So let's get this big bug together. Yep, see, it just slides right in. Takes care of right out all those little gaps. There it is. And you see some like little clumps there. That'll probably even out as it dries and shrink. It'll shrink down. And then if I need to, I can go with my X-Acto knife and scrape a little bit of that off to really smooth it down. All right. And that right there was just box number 1 for the assembly instructions.
Normax said coming together really nice.
Thank you, Normac. Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and get a up-close shot on that. Probably should have done something smaller like a Gaunt or a Marine, but I wanted this stream to only be an hour. What do you guys think? Should we go on a little bit further, or should we still cut it at an hour? What do you think, Gavin?
I think maybe we could spend an extra 15 minutes.
Extra 15 minutes? What do you people at home think? Should we spend an extra 15 minutes with this guy, getting him together? Here it is, putting them together so I can eat the universe. Do we not have a response from the chat?
No. I just say let's go another 15 minutes.
All right, Gavin wants to see me put it together for another 15 minutes, so I'll go in another 15 minutes. We all love giant tyranid bugs that stomp, scream, and spit plasma all over people and make them melt and stabs them through the chest with the big old silent talons. Uh, so yeah, I know there's a lot of people that don't spend as much time. They just clip them off, maybe rub off the notches from where the screw held and just go. But you know, for me, I spend a lot of time and a lot of money on these. So I want my money to go as far as I can make it go, making it look as nice as possible. And that's just me. Okay. Got a bad angle on that. Oh well. We will figure it out. Get some glue going here. Excellent. All right. So, is there any questions that anyone wants to ask me that I can maybe answer for you? You know, anything people ever wondered? Go ahead and put it there in the chat. Gavin will let me know what the question is. I can answer the question for you. Of course, if you're all too shy to ask me anything, that's okay too. All right, coming together. We got one leg and this crotch part done and on. So you know what you can do with like spaces, like from the mold line, is you can try and scrape them into each other. This, in some cases. like that, and it will clean it up for you. All right, next piece. Got G24, 25, and 29, which is the other leg. I really think just that big torso part is what took most of the time for cleaning. Just because it's such a large part, but once you get through it, it's not that big of a deal. Where are you, number 29? Hiding. Hiding in plain sight. All right. Any comments from the chat, Gavin?
No.
I mean, once you get into it, it goes pretty fast. It's not really not a big deal. So yeah, I'm really excited for Leviathan. I'm wondering which army I should bust out with first. I'm very tempted to go Tyranids, but then again, I'm also tempted to bust out my Dark Angels because of Lionel Johnson's return. You know, I still have an unanswered challenge from Cursed Lord Trevor's World Eaters, so I may even bust out Custodes because at least those are painted. Well, Cursed Lord Trevor's Custodes are painted, so I could probably use his. See now, Normac, if we chose some Gaunts, we'd probably be done already. Big old Screamer Killer. It's gonna take me another hour to finish the rest of it. Oh, no, it's not too much. Sometimes it's good to take it at another angle. Sometimes it comes off better and easier.
Normac says, "You're welcome." Smiley face.
Yep, Normac. You're fired. So we got pegs on both sides of this one. Fun. Fun. Right. Maybe a little bit more. How much more time do we have, Gavin?
We only got 10 minutes. Yeah, I know, only 5 minutes pass.
All right. Almost done with the leg. Sorry, when I get really into it, I stop talking. Trying to concentrate and get this done for the allotted time. Once again, once you slather that those pegs up, it just slides right in, just super easy. So, big old bug coming together. Big old bug coming together. Still got 10 minutes, plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Well, we got 8 now.
Either way, plenty of time to get his head on. And after that, we just need the 4 sides. And he will be done, I believe. Wait a second. I mean, if we go, I think if we go another 15 minutes, there's a good chance I could get this guy finished. What do you think? Gavin, Normac, or whoever else is in there? Should we just take this all the way to 6 o'clock and keep it going?
Sure, let's do it.
Or you know what? I'll even put a caveat to that. We'll go until this guy is finished, because at this rate, he might even go faster than that. As you can see, when you're not talking while you do this, it goes a lot faster.
Normac says do whatever you want, King.
What do you think, Gavin? Should we just finish this guy up?
Yeah, just go ahead and finish him.
Okay. Finish him up then.
And all you have to do is the head, right?
Well, the head and then the 4 semi-large arms, which I don't think will take long at all. Sorry about the lighting. I know it's a little wonky. I don't know why.
Anything I can say about it? It's it.
No, it's still really bright.
I swap it. Can I make it a little better?
A little bit. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I see how that goes. I see how it goes.
I'll just keep it like that for now.
Weird how they did that, isn't it? I mean, I know why they did it. All right, let's try and get this head in here. Yep, it slides right on. I love it. I love it when a good model comes together. So there he is so far. There's Screamer Killer. Looking good, looking fresh, looking awesome, and almost done. All right, so let's get those fighting talons going. So we got 31 and 33 on that side. And 32 and 34 on the other side. So this is number 32 here. And so what I'll do in a situation like this, where I'm trying to get all these done at the same time, because generally when you stop and you glue, you stop and you're gluing and you go back and forth like that, it takes, in my opinion, a little longer if you just stop and glue every piece on it. Rather than if you were to do a batch, cleaning and then gluing. So what I do is I will put the limbs where they're supposed to go on the model, lined up like this. So that way when I'm all done, I know which limb goes where. 33 there. And then last but not least, number 34. Yeah, there's a lot of plastic shavings here, I know. Check the last page. Yep. So after this, he goes right onto his base. So let's get started. Get him on there. And it's always good to find a place to start. So that way, when you come all the way around it, you know where you started and you know where you're going to end. Just go around the whole thing. Once again, if you don't see a mold line, there's no need to try and find something that you don't see. That's kind of, sometimes your mind will like create an imaginary line. Oh, well, it looks like it follows this way. And you start scraping it and it's like not even near because they decided to like follow it along the seam of a weapon or of armor or something. And so it's just something to look out for. Cursed Lord Trevor was actually supposed to join me for this live stream today, Unfortunately, he had a friend that came in from out of town that needed to be picked up from the airport, so it just didn't work out. But we wish them all the best and hopefully they have fun. Yeah, I gotta be careful here because I feel like I'm on a time limit. So I want to rush through it, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I don't want to rush through it because I don't want to screw it up.
Well, they just don't have a time limit.
Well, that's why we said that we're just going to go until he's done. I say he, even though it's like totally ambiguous monster that, is spawned from a gene pool from the hive mind and, really, really doesn't really matter, but, still looks like a he to me. All right, one done. On to the next. So some people call this tedious. Me, I call this enjoying my hobby. We were actually going to start this stream a lot sooner too, and just circumstances didn't allow. We had to push it back a couple hours, unfortunately. Some things came up, but here we are. We're doing it. I'm happy about it. I think it's going real well. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Has anyone from the chat chimed in, Gavin?
Let me check. No.
Everyone's being awfully quiet out there. It's okay. I know I'm intimidating. I'm sorry. Also, just on a side note, guys, you're probably going to see a lot less unboxing videos for me, just because of the fact that, uh, we're just we ran out of funds, and I can't keep buying things out of my own pocket. It's just getting too much, and you know that's where you guys, the viewers, come in. If you are liking and subscribing, if we get enough subscribers on all of our platforms, on Twitch, um, Twitter, Instagram, which I think we might have an Instagram, but we do have a Twitch account. Um, if you guys subscribe to all those, the more subscriptions we have, the more we get recognized, and then there's a chance that they can send us stuff, free samples to unbox for you guys, but unfortunately, you know, my funds are running a little short, so unboxing videos are going to be slowing down a whole lot, if not, maybe even stop for a while. So I do apologize for that. We hope to supplement it though with more gameplays, and that's playing games and posting them and filling in the gaps there. So we're hoping to be doing that.
We also do have a donation link in the description.
Thank you, Gavin. So if you guys want to donate to us to help support our channel, there is a link on the description for you to do so. And we appreciate any and all donations to help grow the channel, because we promise right now that any and all donations will go directly to the channel, not into our pockets. So, because ultimately the goal, what we would like to see happen, if it's possible, is we'd like to, make this our career, and us doing this for you guys and sharing the hobby that we all love, you, us, everyone, sharing it with everyone. But in order to do that, we need your help. So anything you guys can do to help us out, we appreciate it. We're also talking about putting together a Patreon account as well to help with that, and seeing how that all works. And so I am not too far off here. So these 4 limbs are pretty much done. I'm working on the last limb right here, the last side talon. And like I said, another 15 minutes, and we got, what, 6 minutes left from that extra 15 minutes, which means an extra 30 minutes on the stream, which everybody seems to be fine with. So we will have this big buggy bug done in the next 5 minutes. I can pretty much promise that. So yeah, I mean, you might want to get a dustbuster out and clean all this up when we're done, right? A lot of chips, a lot of shavings. Of course, it's easier if you have a carpet under you or something. You just put it on the floor and vacuum it all up with your vacuum. Not going to hurt your vacuum. So,
unless you don't have a filter.
Yeah, unless you don't have a filter. Thank you, Gavin. I think I bored Normac to death. What do you think? He's not saying anything.
Oh, I don't remember if I told you this. I saw it, but I don't think I ever told you. Normac said that I'm working on my art final.
Oh, very cool. Very cool, Normac. Good to hear. Hopefully it goes real well for you.
I completely forgot to say that.
Yeah, you just make me look like a turd by calling him out when he's working on his art final. Very cool. All right. So here we go. Finishing up now. This bug will be completed. I love the size. He's so huge. He's really is a gorgeous model. I'm doing this right? Yep, there it goes.
Normac says I have to make a 1.5 minute animation. It's getting real weird.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I really wish I had another miniature in here to compare him with. Because he is a big, beefy bug. Ugh, gorgeous. Look at him. Look at him compared to my hand. He's huge. He's ginormous. Let's get him on his base. So as you can see, I didn't really struggle with those pegs at all because of my method of slathering the peg completely around with the polystyrene glue. So if you're able to do that, I highly recommend it. So there he is on his base. Model is complete. Took us about an hour really to complete him. So that's not too bad considering how big he is and how many pieces there are. So
Did you finish him?
yeah, he's done. Very cool, huh? There he is. All built and ready to eat some space marines. Let's see if I can get him in focus here. Focus. There we go. Ready to eat some space marines. Spit bioplasma all over him and everything. So, all right, guys. So that is it for today's live stream. I want to thank you guys very much for joining us. Oh, careful there, Gavin. Thank you very much for joining us. Please remember to like, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you can see all our upcoming stuff. Also, check out Garner Creations, which is Cursed Lord Nick's gameplay channel. Check out Cursed Lord's TTG on Twitch, where we're going to be playing tabletop games, but we're also playing video games. We just recorded a really cool Sea of Thieves game last night, so on Xbox. So definitely check that out. Also, check out our Twitter. If we don't have an Instagram, we will have one soon. And keep watching us. We thank you all very much. Thank you very much for watching. And we will see you next time on Cursed Lord's Tabletop Gaming. Bye.
Your stream is ended.